Hi, my name is Kobo and this is my channel where I like to talk about paleo media stuff. Today I have a little speed build for you of something a little bit more complicated, a little bit more detailed. It's an entrance for a new themed park that I'm gonna start this series going forward. I haven't abandoned other stuff, but I want to do this. I want to do more complicated stuff. I've been inspired by what folks are doing on Jurassic World Evolution, and if you know anything about the channel, you know that I'm not going to buy that. At least not for a couple of years. If you want to know why, I've got another video on the channel about it, or several. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be a speed build, and I'm going to talk a little bit through it. And then I have something to tell you at the end, and because I went back and changed some things that was not part of the speed build, and I will explain that. Alright? So I started with a big, slab here, and like a footprint for JWE2, and and then I wanted to do a big, like a metro, like a subway station, and with a lot of cobblestone. I wanted to do cobblestone. I'm in the Spanish map, and you would be surprised how I don't know if you would be surprised or not. It's hard. Okay, it's hard. At least it was hard for me to find Spanish style buildings that were cobblestone. A lot of articles wanted to take me to like basically rich people imitating Spanish, which is a real Spanish style, but the terracotta, where the terracotta covers the whole building and all that stuff. And I didn't want that. I had this picture in my head of cobblestone buildings out in like rural Spain, rural, like, Mediterranean areas. And I don't know where I got this from. I got this from a movie or something. So, and I also tried to find like articles, right? Like articles that would be like, here's some stuff about, Spanish architecture, like rural Spanish or Mediterranean architecture of using cobblestones, and maybe some like stuff about culture or whatever. Like I tried to do my due diligence, and it didn't work out because it was so hard for me to try to find it. I don't know like architecture, um, like peer-reviewed article journals. So I'm just like I don't know. So anyway, so I end up by the end of this, and I'll show you changing how I did some of this, because I went back and I deleted a bunch of stuff, and but for the most part, I mean, overall it's pretty much the same. I also had this thing in my mind that I'd heard one time about how it's really like American architecture, American West architecture, that like has a bunch of wood outside and like exposed wood, and that like there was something about like us like having all these chemicals to treat it, and it just being a thing here in the United States as opposed to like in Europe or whatever. So, um, so then again, I went back and I deleted some of the wood on the outside, and I'm probably going to do a little bit more. But I was really trying to figure out like a theme that I wanted to go with, and because this is the Spanish map, I was like, well, whatever. I'm just going to do a Spanish style, and I'm going to change so much of this. The roof is going to change, so many things is going to change. That little awning thing is going to end up changing by the end of it. But I did have a lot of fun doing this build, because usually I don't build the buildings, very rarely. I mean, I've done the like walks and stuff, the attractions, but I haven't done buildings, and I even did stuff on the inside. And that's the stuff I'm most excited about, because I feel like I can do more stuff on the inside. The stuff on the outside, though, I do kind of wish that I was able to build and I have a blueprint for it, but I just didn't know, I don't know what I want to do, but I wish I had a big, huge, like, dumpster to put out back. But anyway, you know, um, I also didn't think about this too hard, and maybe I should have had. Well, who knows? Who knows how deep the subway goes? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. Uh, I even did posters, and you'll see that in a minute. I did posters for this, and I have to figure out what, because I used concrete and I just like flattened it and stuff, and I'll have to figure out the best way to do posters because I don't want them to like glow, and some of the things I could use that are nice and smooth or like plasticky or whatever are like they glow or whatever because they're like lights and stuff, and I don't want that. I don't want that. Um, let's see. Is there anything I want to say about what we have seen so far? Um, some of this wood stuff is weirdly finicky sometimes, and I don't like it. But I like how I built this area. What you see in the beginning, too, was like I had up in the air above this, I had the one of the blueprints, the prefabs for an entrance, and I was referencing it in order to do things. And then, so this is the part where if you're doing wooden fences for whatever reason, sometimes the wooden fences, those end poles, sometimes it's like they change size on you if you don't include them, and and it gets frustrating. You do it like that, it's fine. But then when you separate one of them, like I will in a second here. Okay, yeah, so you do that, put it on the corner, and then it doesn't fit quite right like it should. And then I end up replacing it like that, and it's fine. And I don't know why that is. No clue. Not one clue. I might as well just do this because this is going to be a conversational speed build. So this park that I'm going to do, this new park is going to be a multi biome park. So like I'm going to like fit like multiple of the animals' biomes into each habitat, and then I'm also redoing a bunch of the foliage to like theme the park and theme certain areas, but potentially it's going to extend out a lot farther than where I have it. I've marked some stuff on the ground so that I have things planned out and know how things are going to be. And I don't know how big right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-ish large habitats planned, and then when we get the update for what's it called? The little enclosures. The what are they called? They're called something. Habitats. The terrariums and stuff. The terrarium, or what vivarium, whatever the general term is. When we get that update, I'm gonna put like an Archaeopteryx, or no, Microraptors. What I was gonna do, Microraptor enclosure down. I really like these props that we get and that we can put on there. Again, I really wish that. See, I didn't think that would fit, and I didn't want to like make it smaller because I don't know, shipping container that's smaller that looks like that. Does that make sense? These were fun to put down. I was so glad to have them. I don't have to make stuff like this anymore from scratch. Absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that they have this in the game. I just needed stuff to put in some of those. I was like, I can't handle this. I don't know what I want to do with that right now. Oh yeah, I should put a sink, but I figured why put a sink outdoors where it could fill with water and then have extra water in the drain? Something about that doesn't make sense to me. I love that we have these pallets. I love that we have the one time, and I don't know if I Did I didn't record it. Or if I recorded it, I never edited it and published it. But there was one time with another project that is maybe something I'll do at some point. I took the time to painstakingly make my own palettes and stack them together and use them for stuff. And and then and then that was like in and around the update where we got these things. Anyway, so yeah, I made a sign, entrance sign. There's another entrance sign outside the building that I am going to completely redo. I need it to be in stone, and I think I need it to be an archway. But this looks good. It's like a merging of modern slash terrible uh, styles and other things. I'm gonna redo the sign. The sign is gonna say "Welcome" and "Bienvenido," and maybe "bien." How do you say it in Portuguese? And maybe French. I don't know, but I don't want to have it in English. I'm thinking about doing signs in Spanish specifically, um, but we'll see. Like that. Anyway, so as you can see, I using the concrete for the posters, and I had so much fun doing these posters. I was like, and it wasn't like anything like, super complicated or whatever, but I think it's really good to do this. It's easy, I think, and it looks good, in my opinion, to do these style of posters where it just, I need to hide those roots. I wish that was easier, but that works out. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I had a hard time though on this one because this poster was, um, I don't know. I just getting the spacing right and everything, and the fact that there's no uh, accents for the or accent like what is it called? Um, letters, special characters. Uh, I don't know. It just threw me. It just threw me. But I really like these posters. I almost want to put stuff online, but at the same time, I don't want people to figure out what my Steam account is, and I don't want to make a new Steam account and buy the game again. So I'm kind of like at the moment it's like you're on your own and you're going to have to just use this as inspiration. Maybe at some point I will um start doing stuff like that. I just don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Um yeah, I really like making posters. It's just taking the time to do them, and I don't always feel like doing that. But I think you can make the posters look really good really easily with just these simple little things, right? Simple, um, what are they called? Letters and shapes and stuff. I didn't even think about the shapes. There are shapes, but I think they're like lights, and I don't want them to be lights. I want them to be. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and look. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything more to say. I might cut this part out. And then I realized my mistake. This was fun though. This was fun. I like decorating the inside. Now that we have like we have the benches, we have the trash cans, we have the other stuff. Did we see it yet? Did I make the paintings? I'm gonna if we didn't see it already, then I will show you. I made some like paintings with the murals that we already have in game. The mural pieces or whatever. I really like that. And also to keep in mind, I do not know graphic design. I do not know architecture. Again, this is all me off the cuff, just doing things that I have seen, doing things that are familiar, trying, making them look different, you know, uh, guess and check, you know, trial and error. That's the one, trial and error. I guess well, anyway. Um, yeah, and I really like this. I like the off shade. Again, I think this merges like if this was like in rural, a section of land in rural Spain, and then some company that maybe has a lot of American money behind it came along and made things and stuff. And it shows that influence. I'm thinking about like doing it that way because it's obvious to the rest of the world that things are have American influence a lot of the time, right? Uh, so yeah, I think I don't know. I like the gaps with the lines, but I think that looks better than what I was originally gonna do. And I like the idea of doing the posters with the in-game um, amenities. I really like that. I really like that idea. So I think I'm gonna do more of that. Um, Even though in real life I absolutely hate that kind of stuff, but it's also different when it's not like an actual like huge brand name and it's just like something that's in the park. It's specific to a specific touristy thing, um, or whatever. I also like those horsetails. Anyway, yeah, so. Oh, I'm gonna just keep looking at it. Okay, here we go. This is the part where I had this idea. Especially with the like rural thing and everything, that I could just make paintings with the murals. And I almost hope we get more murals, but I don't know if we're going to. And make picture frames. The only problem is you can't do like corners. You can't do like nice corners. I don't know how you would do that. Like what I'm saying is like where the seam comes together at like the 45-degree angle or whatever. So they have to have that square look to the corners, the seams on the corner. And that's the only thing that's like, oh, so they're never gonna look like really nice. They're always gonna have that more rustic look. But yeah, I really like how they turned out, and I made a couple different sizes, and this is something that I really enjoyed doing too, and it was not complicated, which was also nice after doing the posters. And then you can always, oh, why did I do that? Was there no way to change them? I'm sure there's a different way of doing that where you can just select them and change them. I know that there is. I just looked at it. Anyway, whatever, you know? Whatever. I might have clicked off of it accidentally or something. I don't know. Yeah. So that's fun, you know? And I also like these. Usually I don't do stuff like this, and I don't know if this would fit a Spanish aesthetic, because I think that most of what the rustic build set is for specifically Western United States. Um, but, you know, I think it still works well enough. I don't know. People in Spain would probably be like, no, this looks nothing at all like anything that would ever be constructed here. This is the archway that is going to get completely replaced. I'm going to do it in cobblestone or stone or something. But the lettering and that whole thing is going to be more or less the same by the end of it. Um, I just didn't know how else to do I didn't know how else to do it. I didn't know how else I wanted to do an entrance. What is that called? I don't know. Archway, sign, maybe sign. Um, this was getting to be too much. See, it looks too westerny. It looks too like cowboy, and I didn't want that. I wanted like um Spain. I wanted like Mediterranean Europe of some description anyway. And I really enjoyed this part. This is one of those things that I have a criticism of when I see it in real life, but when I go to do it in a game, I'm like, you know what? I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. And in a video game, it's technically easier, right? But it's like I don't know how else you would do the come back soon sign so that it doesn't interfere with the prehistoric kingdom sign than to hide it there like that. I had to go back and do lights too, which I don't think is part of this. What is this called? Speed build. I forgot the word speed build or the phrase speed build. Yeah, so how close am I to the end here? I should be pretty close. I did some planters and stuff, which again, I think I might replace with, I really thought there were pre-built planters too, which I couldn't find. Um, I might replace with a cobblestone look instead of a wood look. If you are from Europe or you know architecture stuff, like my one uh, person who watched the one thing and was very nice about trying to explain architecture versus um, whatever the other word is, engineering. Um, if you know things about Spanish architecture and stuff and style, if you're from Spain, please tell me. Um, yeah, but I tried. I tried to make it as good as I could. But it's hard because I don't know. Finding the right references for me was hard because again, so much, especially because anything geared towards Americans is, oh look, it's the terracotta and with the terracotta shingles and the terracotta sides and everything, and it's also a lot of like really fancy like expensive homes. And what I again wanted was just rural architecture, just some rural architecture. Make it look like this building or these buildings are from out in the middle of nowhere in Spain or somewhere in the Mediterranean, this Mediterranean like scrub, areas, and you know, and people, built with not necessarily, which the terracotta I think is at some points or whatever, also a lower class thing, which is not disparaging, first of all, just to make sure, or at least just to clarify. But it probably was a lower class thing, but imported into America, like so many things, it becomes oh look at this, oh look, it's so nice, oh this is something that rich people do, and it's like, no, I didn't want that. I wanted that cobblestone. Again, I had it in my head because I'd seen it before on a movie that may not have even been about Spain, but I swear I've seen it in stuff about Spain too. But yeah, the cobblestone buildings. I don't know if you do a cobblestone building this big, but yeah. And so yeah, see, you can recolor that, and you could do several different kinds of recycling. And I just did blue and green, which yeah, I think is bottles and then other kinds of recycling. Um, and I don't know how that works in Spain. So again, if you know that, uh, please correct me. Um, okay, so I'm gonna do it at night first. I don't remember if I added. I still don't remember if I've added all the lights on the what is it called? The speed build. But I wanted to show you how it looks. Again, modern and not modern. I looked up Spanish architecture the best I could. Bars on the windows seem to be a big thing. I'm not going to comment on that right now. This is the archway that's going to get redone. I put up these shutters. I took down the pillars on the outside. I heard somewhere, and I don't know how real this is, but I think it kind of sort of makes sense, is that wood outside is mostly an American West thing. That's why this looks so American West. And also, this was, I think, the rustic build set is supposed to be American West. But it's more of an American West thing with the treatment, the wood treatments and stuff. So a bunch of this stuff is wood now, and it's gonna get replaced later with like cobblestone and stuff. This is the fencing is. This is gonna stay. I saw wooden awnings like this with wooden pillars, and then shutters are wooden that I saw. Um, but yeah, I think okay. So that's nighttime. Let's let's turn it to day. That's how it looks. The planters too may get replaced with cobblestone or something, and so it's not wooden. But the chairs, I think I'm gonna keep wood. I don't know. Do this. So I made a build kit. Spanish inspired theme build kit. And so I took the elements from there that I don't want to have to remake again if I can help it. Or if I do remake them, they'll be like tweaking and stuff. So I've got the paintings and stuff. I just wanted to remember which door I used in an easier way. So I might as well make it a part of the build kit. Same with the roof. Include these, which can be windows or they can be shutters. And then used that to, and this was off recording, off screen, whatever. I tested it out by building, and it was actually that one down there. Building storage, large food storage, produce storage thing, and I think it turned out pretty well. And so the plan is, and well, I'm gonna continue to do that. I'm gonna make most of the buildings with the theme kit, and then I'll probably change some stuff here and there to make it more like, you know, particular or whatever. But so I did some terraforming because I really want to do with Jurassic World Evolution 3 out now, and I want the verticality. I want to do the things in this game that I can do that I would be able to do a lot of in that game if I had the game. I'm not going to get the game. There's stuff on the channel about that. But I'm not going to, so I'm going to try to do this. And I messed around with terrain tools. I wanted to try to push my limits on what I could do, what I couldn't do. This is probably going to get pushed out more, or pushed in here. I don't know if the Sinnohs and the Iguanas, I might try to put them in one habitat. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to see what things would look like. I can't get the rocks to look quite like this. This is the lightest they will go, so I'm gonna try to like mess with that. The whole plan is that the story for this map is that there are a bunch of quarries here. They would probably be, I think this is supposed to be limestone. So limestone, oh yeah, because the water's right over here. That's like an ocean, right? That's like the ocean. So this is probably like a limestone quarry thing going on. And the story is going to be with the genetic power that we have with our paleobotany. That this site, part of the reason we can use this site as a theme park is that our scientists are using the paleobotany and stuff as a way to reclaim the soil and clean the toxic waste from the what did I just say? Quarries? Mining efforts. Mining efforts. Cleaning efforts. Because if you know anything about mining, I don't know all about mining, I know a little bit about mining, and I suspect that pretty much all mining is bad for the environment. I'm pretty sure there's no way you can cut it. Industrial mining, that isn't going to be bad for the environment, so I don't know. There's some story in here about caves and stuff and whatever, and maybe that's why they stopped doing the quarry or something. But anyway, something to that effect. The limits that I've come up across right now is that I want this to be a Spinosaurus habitat, and what I wanted to do was have an underwater viewing. Well, as of right now, you kind of have to trick the game into doing that, and I don't know if I will be able to handle that. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it, because I think there's going to be like a gap, a visible gap between the water top of the water texture, or the water texture at all, or the top of the water texture, and the viewing gallery or whatever. And, so basically it's going to be like Minecraft, or at least how it used to be in Minecraft, when you set something down in the water, like, that didn't take up a full block. If you know what I'm talking about, that's great, and if you don't, I don't know a better example. It'll look like the water ends before the glass, or whatever, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, yeah, so I have it all sketched out, and like I said, I wanted to test this out just to make sure what things would look like and what I could do, because I almost wanted this whole thing to be a little bit more, but then I wanted a slope, and I wanted the slope to look good, and I'm glad that I tried it out first, as opposed to doing the speed build, because I did not realize it would look this way. I was thinking that this would be shallower or something, but then I do want it deep, and so I had to try things out, basically. I had to try things out. It's something I really recommend. If you're watching this and you're like, I'm not sure how to go about things, sometimes just try things out and see how things look. I'm trying to be a little bit more methodical with this one, but we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. So, yeah, I just wanted to catch everybody up on that. This is a whole new project. Oh, okay, so I was gonna do a multi-biome thing, where each animal had, like, at least 2 of the biomes that they can live in. And I still kind of want to do that, but with my theme of, like, using the paleobotany or whatever to, like, grow other plants. Because, like, this is all gonna get filled in with jungle. A lot of this is going to get filled in with jungle right here. And, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, this is the new thing, and I'm not abandoning the old thing. I think I've said that already. I'm not abandoning the old park necessarily, but I just wanted to start a new project, and like a fully new project. and with the verticality and everything, and I needed to get a break from the other park. So that's the plan. That's what's going on. If you have any information about rural Mediterranean or Spanish architecture that you want to share, please do. And likes, dislikes, all of that stuff. Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.